He works for the mayor. He said, "My God, how long does this light hold?" I said, "Tell me about it." I said, "I've been trying to get this darn light changed for I don't know how long, and it ain't never got nothing to me. So I try to avoid it as much as I can. And I usually go around the other way and come down this way to avoid that light. I can remember when nothing was here but woods. This street wasn't here. Had to go way around through Irondale to go to Atlanta. No, just nothing. We always woods down here. The big artesian well. The longest, widest intersection right here. Takes forever. I ought to went up to over the hills when I ought to done.
Hey, Eula, could you tell us like a typical week, like which kind of meetings you would go to and what you might be working on?
Well, there's all kinds meetings. We got a AFL-CIO retirees group. It meets tomorrow in the morning because I can't go tomorrow. And we have a luncheon meeting. And then one day a week it's a unit meeting of the League of Women Voters. And once we have a meeting where each and every Democratic club. Those are just regular things. But in the meantime, there's things like tomorrow. There's an environmental meeting. No, that's Wednesday. And meeting on our transportation problem. We're got a committee trying to do something about it. But I told the people they're fools because long as we got a place to park, people are going to drive their damn cars. You can't get them to use public transportation. There's a lot of people need public transportation, but there's not enough people rides it to pay them to put it out in these outlying areas. And as long as people can park their cars, and they're talking about Atlanta this, I said, you can't compare Birmingham with Atlanta. Atlanta, the people had no place to park their cars downtown. They had to get rapid transit because the people couldn't get no place downtown to park. Birmingham, there's plenty of parking space. And people's going to drive them cars as long as they can get a place to park. You can't compare Birmingham and Atlanta. It's different daylight and dark.
So you're working on transportation issues?
Yeah. We got a committee, and trying to... Like Leeds don't have any service at all. All these outlying little towns. And they won't pay nothing. They want Birmingham to pay for it all. And they cuss Birmingham and cuss the Bear Area. But if it wasn't for the city of Birmingham, we wouldn't have nothing. Got it right, son. I don't like Arrington too good. He didn't do that for labor. But he's done things for me personally. Through the Dobbins, they were good friends of mine. He was he's done things for me, for the organization, because of me, not for me personally, but he's done things. On my 80th birthday, he declared it Eula McGill Day. Had a big proclamation, had me down to City Hall. That was because of Mike and Peggy Dobbins. And then I wish y'all could see the Civil Rights Museum while you're here. New Civil Rights Museum was built.
Were you involved in the civil rights movement here, Eula?
No. I wasn't here. See, I was away during the 60s.
Hey, Eula, do you think that the civil rights movement has had some effect on the union movement, like the way in which whites
There wouldn't have been no civil rights movement if it had been the union movement first. Give them job security so they could do as they please without being fired. The union actually led it. The A. Philip Randolph Institute, which is formed out of the Pullman Porters Union, and the union, you got to have economic freedom before you really have political freedom. You know that?
How about the other way around? Do you think that the fact that black workers learned that the black people got involved in struggling for justice in the 50s and 60s has changed the way that union people work now?
No. I don't think.
Yeah, but in cotton mill unions now, you've got a lot of black activists.
Yeah, I think. I think it had. Like I said, you go around now, and the white people want the black people to take the lead because they're scared. They think they're afraid to fire the black people. I told a girl one day, I said, in other words, you down them, but yet you're giving them credit for having more guns than you got. So I told her.
Do you think there's a lot of white working people in the South who have a fear in a way that blacks don't?
I think that whites feel like they have to have somebody to look down to, and they don't want to do nothing to help black people. Most of them don't, because they might, if they get on equal footing with them, they'd get their jobs. It all goes down to economics and race. But black people, a lot of people have their erroneous idea that all black people stick together. They don't. I've had just as many black people be stooges for the boss as I have white people.
Don't you think it's remarkable that white and black people are working together in the union movement now, though? I mean, is that?
Yeah, I remember when the first blacks went to work down in Bremen, Georgia, in the Arrow plant. Doris Kettle at work, she said, "Well, you know, they talk just like we do. So many people had never known a black. You know what I mean?" I said to my daughter-in-law's mother, they live in an area where there's practically no blacks at all, and black doing integration when it started back in the 50s. She was old and blacks is going to take over, and I said, "Miss Loden, have you ever known a black person?" "Yeah, so and so." I said, "But did you know them or just know who they were?" "Well, no, I've never known one." I said, "You have never talked to one or really know one well enough to say I know that person?" She said, "No, I don't." I said, "Well, that's the difference. If you ever know one, they're just like us, except they have the same feelings we do." And I said, during the integration days, the black people were just as worried about what the white teachers would do to their black children as the white people were what the black teachers would do to their white children. I said, they had the same fears that we did. "Well, I didn't know." I said, "No, because you don't ever think about their side of it." And a lot of people never think about that. They have to care for their children just like white people care for theirs.
Are we coming near the mill?
No. Told you, way over yonder. Across town. I'm going the nearest way, too.
When was the last time you were here?
I don't know. I think one day when I went over to Tarrant for something, I came back and I said, "I believe I run over by Vanderbilt Road." And I went over there. No, we're way over on the other side of town. It's not in town, it's out of town. It's way over yonder.
Eula, I'm curious about this, about the race thing. I just want to ask you again. The people, the unions now seem to be pretty mixed, and I wonder how long that's been.
Well, when more jobs open to women and people come out of these jobs educated, they didn't come back. If it had not been in New York, they tell me, well, this year, it had not been for the Puerto Ricans and the blacks coming to New York, the industry would have had to move out. So many people, the young people, didn't go in them garment plants. They was qualified to get better jobs. And these women young women like to work someplace where they have a chance to meet men. You wouldn't think of all those things that enters into a woman when she's looking for a job. And they like to go where they can dress and have the high heels. And they just didn't enter the industry. And the blacks helped the industry get employment. You know, if you don't understand what I'm saying, I guess you do. I'm gonna go by where we used to meet in our union hall. No, I guess I better go to the mill first. Maybe I can, no, I can't turn down here. 10th Avenue.
Why don't you take us to the Union Hall?
Well, we want to come back by. See all in there's a lot of industry over in this place. See. North and east side of town, there's a lot of industry. It runs like right down Village Creek, on down into Bessemer, the industrial part of town. Yeah, I can go with the Union Hall, I guess, go right down 10th Avenue and go up. If that's 10th I'm coming up on, I think it is. Hey, wait on. There's some pockets. Come over here. Some poke salad over here. I get to watch it. I go over here and pick poke salad. I come over here for something, and is this 10th? Yeah. Turn left. Have to turn left. There's the factory. This place was organized. This was Stockholm Valve. It was organized. That's all down in there. All it's utilized. Has been for years. Like I say, the industry runs down Village Creek, down into Bessemer, down through Inslee and steel mills and all in a line. Alice Berry used to, I think their house is tore down where they used to live along here somewhere on this 10th Avenue. Her mother worked in the laundry. Alice worked in the mill. And her brother they were educating her brother, and he went to school and become a minister. See that building up yonder, red building? That was our union hall. There's a drugstore there, and that was our union hall. This is East Birmingham.
Right over here?
Yeah, right there, where we met. That was the union hall upstairs. It's nothing there now. We went in that back door, and that was the Masonic Lodge. This was a real busy place then. Real neighborhood and good business center. East Birmingham. And we walked up this railroad track from the factory to the union hall. Their supper. This used to be a real nice neighborhoods over in here. It's all gone down. Now, back then this viaduct wasn't here. We had to come across the railroad track on the streetcar. Rode streetcar come out through here. The Tarrant City streetcar. I rode the Inslee Fairfield car to town and transferred to Norwood Tarrant City car. I think I'm right to turn in. Yeah, Vanderbilt Road. I forget. This one didn't come through here at that time. streetcar that I rode come around through there to the plant and turned around right here. Now I had to walk from right here where that car's coming out, where the shed is. I had to walk from there to the mill. Of course, this highway wasn't here then. And I'd have to walk from here on down to the mill. That's the Norwood section.
A lot of the mill workers live in there?
No. They couldn't afford to live up there. Any of them that lived over around East Birmingham. Didn't none of them live up here. This was a middle class neighborhood. See, none of this was here then. See, I had to walk down here. They built a new bridge here. I'll have to determine which was the mill when I get out here. They're built up so. Can't hardly recognize it. Nothing was here. Nothing here. None of these buildings were here. Yeah, none of these buildings. Wasn't no sidewalks. That's the old car. I see it right there. That's the old mill. That was the mill. And that was the office. What is it called now? Vance. There must be more than one thing in here. Vance Tool and Die. See, that was the mill. Now the spinning room was up yonder. See that little part up the second floor? That was the spinning room. If you want to get out, you get out. Yes, they can. That's just what we're doing, I'll tell them. This was the only thing on this street. Was this mill at that time. All the spinning room was upstairs. All the rest of the mill was downstairs. The weave shop and the card room and all the rest of it. That was the spinning room upstairs. I don't remember that part there being built there in the front of that building. You went around there and go in, and that was the office. And you went around there and go in the factory. Of course, this is beautiful. The yards and everything out here now is pretty. But there wasn't no such thing as then. There were no trees here. There weren't no bushes of no sort, no kind.
Let's walk a little and just show us the picket line.
Well, that was where we had to walk on the sidewalk over the fence. Couldn't come up here. That sidewalk right there was where we walked, and the gate was right there where that driveway is. Wasn't no driveway there then. Nobody drove no cars as far as I know. Nobody drive any cars to work. They walked to work or rode a streetcar. And very few people had automobiles. Very few people had automobiles. But there was no lawn and nothing like that, just dirt. Because like I said, the called Link Belt works out here after that. They fixed the place up. It looks nice out here.
So your picket line was over here?
No, the gate was right there. We couldn't walk no picket line because the fence. There's a fence. We had signs there. But the gate was right there. The entrance just had a gate to go in. It was all fenced in. You didn't drive no cars in. Like I said, nobody had any cars. If they had one, there's vacant space up there they could park them. And there was an old store there on just above there. It's gone, I see now. That building's all gone. It was vacant, and we used it for relieving our pickets and distributing the food. But see, that building looks in bad shape to me back there.
Is that what your building looked like?
Looks like it's in bad shape. Well, it was 60 years ago. That looks in bad shape to me. That building looks the back part. Now this is right here is new. That there weren't there. All that blue part down there is new. It stopped up here. I mean, since it's not new, but it's since I was here. That was part of that wasn't part of the mill. See, it's fenced off separate now. I think it's separate than this. I think it's separate from this now. Advanced tool and die. I don't know if anything's operating in there. There must be something operating in there.
Let's
I
take
have-
a little walk around.
I have no idea what it is.
Do you want to maybe just go around this way?
You can't get through there.
We
Except to
can-
say you can't go around the building because it's a walkway, a block to go in the building from the office.
Is that the mill
they've
office?
closed. Yeah, that was the mill office. You used to go out through there, but they built something on there. You can't get through there now.
You know what? Why don't maybe we could Eula?
The office, and you walked on around there to go in the plant.
So let's walk through the gate. Let's walk through where the gate was.
Okay.
No, can't we walk? We're not gonna drive. Oh.
Well, I take my pocketbook wherever I go. See, all this was nothing over here. And see, people were, when I'd come to walk, back then hobos would be laying down there and they'd bathe in that creek, wash their clothes down in that creek we just crossed. There always was some hobos under that bridge. During the Depression, you see, this is where the gate was. You went in this gate, and then you walked down there, you turned up that walk going office and on around the mill, see? I thought I brought my walking stick with me, but I didn't. Let's see what does it say on the front of that building? What does it say on the front of that building? Can you read it from here?
It says Baron Flowtech.
What?
It says Baron Flowtech.
It looks like it's got a Teamster emblem up. Looks like it's got a Teamster emblem up above it, don't it?
It does. I don't think that is the.
It looks like a Teamster's emblem, though, don't it? From here. Doesn't it?
It does.
It looks like a clock, or no, it's a clock, I guess. Oh, there's. But you see, was a fence. All this was fenced in. See, that's still some more of the mill up there. Baron Floyd cakes. I wonder what that means. I wonder what kind of work that is. Sound like it have something to do with at TECH. I see they got part of that for lease. That weave shop was right in there. In that section down there is a weave shop. That little old store was right up there just before you get to that street. Set right up there. Look at the mailboxes. There must be a lot of offices in there. Let's see. H.W. Wilson, Aircraft Instrument, Birmingham Computer, BIP. There's a lot of things in there. Vance, too. That's their mailbox. Birmingham Cabinet Company. Manley Brothers, Jeff Cole. A lot of businesses in there now, aren't there? That's all the businesses that's in there now. But there wasn't nothing over here, nothing open spaces, open space. That's new there. I mean, since I was here, that part there, built behind that office.
So was this a gate over here?
No,
Also? Is there a
there's no
fence?
gate here. There was only a gate there. Now, the trucks and things had to go in around the back. So there was fences. All this property was fenced in.
Did you say something like this was a Selma manufacturing company 60 years ago? I was here. And
Yeah. I came to work here, I guess it was 1929. When I came to work here, it was known as Selma Manufacturing.
yeah, we're just gonna.
I came to work here in
Okay, ready.
came to work here in 1929. Selma Manufacturing Company. A man had some mills in Mississippi, and he called this Selma Manufacturing Company. I don't know why, but when you say that, people think it means Selma, Alabama, but it's called Selma Manufacturing Company. A man named Ames owned it. It was privately owned. He had a mill over in Mississippi somewhere, and we worked 60 hours a week. and I worked the night shift, 6 till night till 6 in the morning. Took me 2 hours by streetcar to get to work in the evening, to get here by 6 o'clock, because I had to walk about from the car line about a mile to catch the car, and then I had to transfer in Birmingham to go out to the Inslee Highlands. And in the evening, I could get to work faster, but in the morning the streetcars didn't run as regular, and it took me longer in the morning to get home than it did at night to get to work.
Could you say that, just can you give us a little orientation about, again, like just sort of, where the strikers might have stood in 1934?
Well, it was down there at the gate, because the area was fenced in, and you didn't have such a thing as called like a picket line, but you had pickets at the gate. We didn't have too many trouble. Only one time did some people try to scab and go in, and a few of them got in, but they didn't enough get in to do any work or anything. And we didn't have no trouble on our picket line. We didn't have no trouble with the law, no violence. Never had any fights or anything down here. Because like I told you before, most of these people here weren't really, they were just, you might say, temporary workers. They didn't have no stake in the company. I had only been here, say, a couple of 3 years. Very few people had any seniority in there, because they work a while, because it was not a good place to work. No textile mill was, but this was really a bad place to work. Yeah, we're near the airport. We're right near the airport.
Why don't we just take a little, it would just be nice to just be able to film you walking a little bit around here, and maybe we'll sing one song.
Well, it's not even like it. I mean, it's not even...
Not even close to it, huh?
No, this building here is the only thing that... I don't really know nothing's going on inside that tonight. And it seems like there's several businesses in there from that indication.
Eula, does this, being here, does this bring back...
Yeah. Don't feel no relationship to it whatsoever.
But how much of the strike and the picket line? I mean, that was your first activity in the union movement. I mean, doesn't it...
Not activity, but it was the first strike I was involved in. But like I said, I've been drugged to union celebrations since I was a kid.
Isn't there something special
In
about
Gadsden.
your first picket line? I mean, doesn't it bring back something?
No. I've been on so many since then for other people that I've been on a lot more active picket lines than this one was. I've been in jail a lot of times since seeing off picket lines too.
But this is the beginning of it all.
Yeah, right here. As far as my activity, direct activity in the labor movement.
Can you say that? It began right here?
Yeah, right here is where my involvement, activity in the labor movement started, outside of just sympathy, that I was directly involved in. And when we went in to ask him for a bargaining, we organized and went in and asked him for recognition. He shut the mill down. We didn't strike. He shut down on us. He locked us out. And we put up a picket line so we couldn't operate to protect our jobs. But we did not strike, because he locked us out. He went on strike against us. And we stayed out till the end of then the general textile strike come on. We stayed out strike till it was over. And went back like we came out. Of course, we didn't gain anything out of the strike here. Our other workers, I'll say this for posterity, a lot of people say the 1934 strike, to me it was not a strike, failure. They say it's a failure. To me it was not a failure. Alabama gained some good, strong, viable local unions out of that strike. In Huntsville, Jasper, Cordova, Winfield, Prattville, Anniston, just to bring some to mind that I know in North Alabama. And we stayed, some of them lasted for 30 and 40 years until the industry began to have competition. If they had competition, they had to close.
Let's take a walk past this, across, across the office.
I don't think there's probably a watchman in there, but I don't. If he comes out, we'll tell him what we're doing. I'll tell him. I think there's a watchman there. I see a truck, but they don't have those sign posted, no trespassing, do they? They must have wanted to rent that there. See, that part down there was the weave shop. It sure does look, the ground sure looked prettier than what they did back then, I can tell you that. They weren't in the grass, they weren't in the bushes, they weren't in the trees. Just old bare dirt. Nobody had any pride in the plant. I had pneumonia, I've still got some congestion in my throat. I don't think this walkway was here at that time. I think that was the only entrance. I think the fence went through here, and I don't believe this walkway was here. Going into this front gate, the front door. Like to me at that time there's a walkway right down here, because it seemed like I was walking there when he pecked on the window to tell me I was fired. It seemed like the air conditioning, of course, wasn't there. We didn't have air conditioning back then. But I think there was a walkway that went right down through here that we walked to the around to get in the plane.
You think it was over here that he pecked
Right,
on the window?
yeah, I think, is that window right there, see? And I wasn't that far away, I don't believe, because he picked on the window and I went in the back door and around there.
Mikey, come here. Could you say that one more time? That's kind of amazing.
I said there was a walkway here, and when I was walking to go in the plant, he picked on the window and called me in and asked me, so I didn't think we had a union here. And I said, we don't. And he asked me what I was doing in this thing I went to in Washington. And so that's when I got fired. I was allowed to go up and get my work shoes. But anyhow, that, of course, the air conditioning wasn't there because they didn't have air conditioning. And I really don't remember this being two-story. I won't say, I don't remember that stairs there. I don't believe it was but one story. I could be mistaken, but I don't believe it was one story to this office at that time.
So, have you been back? So, if you got fired at that point, then that was it.
That's all she wrote.
Not all she wrote.
He did me a good favor. He got me out of this textile. Cotton mill. I'm dignified by calling it a textile mill. It was a cotton mill. And a bad one at that.
Sing Hey Boss Man right now.
See, all that's union over there, Red Diamond's union. The man who owns that Red Diamond, Bill Smith, he's had that A+ we've got. I'm trying to improve education in Alabama. That Red Diamond Coffee Company, all this is, just about everything over here is organized. Red Diamond, Bill Smith, Red Diamond Coffee, that's a Birmingham product. Red Diamond Coffee and Tea. It's the best tea, it will not cloud. It's the best tea made, I think. I send it to my granddaughter out in Texas. But I didn't know Red Diamond was here. I thought they was over yonder on the Vanderbilt Road beyond here.
If this industry around here is all organized. You should feel pretty good coming back to this mill.
Well, this was union, you know. What the mill later on was a union here at the local. It was recognized and operated under contract. I was away from here. I don't never know anybody worked here. Lloyd Davis told me about it. Lloyd was still here. I know today's Lloyd's birthday and he's gone to Huntsville, but I would like y'all to talk to Lloyd a little bit and make him feel good. He's kindly out of it, can't remember nothing, but I would like you to recognize because he was one of the participants in the 1934 strike in Columbus, Georgia. Yeah, he was one of the old survivors. Of course, he went to work. He went into World War II and went to work at Hayes Aircraft. He worked for a while as an organizer for the Textile Workers Union. But that was his job. He was a loom fixer in the cotton mill in Columbus, Georgia. I mean, down Fairfax, down in the valley.
Let's do one thing. I'm going to ask, I'm going to walk around. You get these five.
You're ready.
Ready?
Old fellow said if I know it's gonna live this long, I took better care of myself.
What was that?
Said if I'd known I was gonna live this long, I took better care of myself. Just think, 60 years, you know. Years. A little more than that, because I'll be 60 years, because I'll be 83, and I was 23. I'll be 83, 15th of May. I don't remember when I got fired. I don't remember. I think we went to up there in June. I know it was in the summer. I got fired after I come back. But I tell you, it was worth it. You know, getting fired, because like my mother said, I was going to eat and sleep some way, and that trip to Washington was worth getting fired for. And sit down and talk to Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Eleanor Roosevelt, and spending that week in the White House, it was certainly worth getting fired.
Was it worth it also because you believed in the Union and you believed in your ideas?
Well, of course, but very few everyday common people's ever spent a week in the White House. You know, you might get to go in and tour the first floor, but we had run of the house. Something quite different.
Did you tell FDR about the strike or any of your thoughts about it or labor?
No, when we went in and talked to him, we were talking to him about an Ellen Bogan textile bill that was trying to get passed. That's what we went in and talked to Franklin D. about. We were trying to get a bill passed to set wages and hours for the textile industry. And he said, well, girls, just give me a little time. I think we got something better than that coming up. So when I come out, I said, just another politician putting us off, to myself. But it was the Black Conduit Act, which gives us wages and hours law that covered all industry.
Can you sing Hey Boss Man out here?
Hey, boss man. Won't you hear me when I call? You're not so big, you're just tall, that's all. Well, let's go, kids. I tell you, they sure does look better out here. There wasn't no trees, there wasn't no grass, there wasn't no old bar mill and a fence around, like you's in the penitentiary, as old folks say. Like you's in the penitentiary. Yeah, everything out here is organized now. All red diamond. Y'all ready? Anything else? There seems to be a lot of little industries in here. I don't know. I have to
second.
You were saying?
I said you come out to the mill, it'd be hot in there, so you had to have a certain humidity. And you come out, and even in the summertime, and hit this air, and your clothes would be wet with sweat, and you'd almost chill when you walk out of the mill, even in the hot summertime. Get off at 10 o'clock at night. Actually, we went on 8 hours a day. After the NIRA, we went on 8 hours a day. I worked from 2 in the afternoon till 10 at night. Okay?
That's great.
I'll go over and tell that man over there what we're doing. I know he's furious. Turn your lights on. That's that Alabama Cab Company. I saw their address on Vanderbilt Road, and that's where it is. That's a cab company. I call it a cab sometimes.
Guys,
In 29 was a cotton mill, and we organized a union, and we had a strike, and we lost, we had to go back. Well, later on, I was still active in the union. I went to Washington, and I got wrote up in the newspaper. When I come back, the old boss come up, Ames owned the company, come up and fired me. That was 60 years ago, and he done me the best favor he'd ever done me. So we're making a movie about the 34 textile strike. And they're down from New York University, and that's why I came out here, brought them out here to show them where I work. Now it looks a lot different. I told them short. It looked more like a jailhouse then.
Yeah.
Because there's no trees, no grass. There was a fence around it, and
Pretty much of a sweatshop.
filthy and dirty. It was like a hobo. Nobody would work here long. They just work long enough to get a payday and leave.
did you ever hear about the 34th strike?
No.
No, but the gentleman that owns the building now probably knows a lot about the
Well,
history.
how
of the
old
place.
is he?
He's, I believe he's almost 70 now.
Oh.
65, 70.
Well, he's restless as spring chicken then. Well, I worked out here. I was 22 years old, and you couldn't get much jobs. And when I went in 1931, when I turned 21 years old, I was working right here 60 hours a week for $5.10 a week. I borrowed $1.50 to pay my poll tax. I joined the Democratic Party and the Union, and I didn't go nowhere but up after that.
I hear you.
He done me a favor. He gave me. I didn't have guts enough to quit and try to look for something else, and so he fired me. And I had to.
That's right. Give you a
Done
little
me a
ambition.
favor.
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to me about 8 years ago, and I've been working here ever since.
I
Doing a lot
don't believe
better.
that second floor. I told them. See, there used to be a walkway, and I walked right by there, and the old owner knocked on the window and called me in.
Yeah.
He said, "I didn't know we had a union here." I said, "We don't." "What's this thing you've been to in Washington?" And his daughter was always wonderful, you know. She wanted to find out what all happens up there. He told her to shut her mouth. But she thought that was wonderful that I got to go to Washington on that trip,
Yeah.
stay at the White House a week. You know. That's how I got fired. I got broken in the newspaper.
He's being bit by
Hi.
Hi, Suzanne. We're really sorry.
I'm really sorry. We
Oh
really
my God.
we let us all down on terms of restricting control.
It's Mikey. Mikey's fault. I wanted him to come. It's his fault. I should have brought you.